Welcome everybody to an unboxing video of a latest StudioCanal box set release, and it is the Agatha Christie collection. So it features 4 films, all on 4K, and this is a very nice looking collection overall, as it should be, as it cost £80. But 4 films, £80, you know, that's only, what, £20 a film, and considering some 4Ks can be £25 with just a standard Blu-ray, a standard 4K case, then you know I think that's more than worth it, especially given all of the little physical extras you're getting with this. So yeah, I have seen 3 of the 4 films here. Since it's an Agatha Christie collection, though, they're not all based around the character Hercule Poirot. The third film, The Mirror Cracked, is actually based around the character Miss Marple. So yeah, and that is the only one out of these 4 I have not seen. I think Miss Marple is played by Angela Lansbury in that film. Murder on the Orient Express, though, the first film, actually has Albert Finney playing Hercule Poirot. He would not be the one that would go on to play him the most so in films, though, as Peter Ustinov would play him for the majority of the rest of the. I think he'd play him throughout the 80s and one more film in the 70s in the form of Death on the Nile. But yeah, Murder on the Orient Express, really rather fantastic film from 1974, directed by Sidney Lumet, who's one of my favourite directors. And yeah, it's going to be a real treat to revisit this on 4K. It's got a stunning cast as well, which includes the likes of favourites of mine like Lauren Bacall, Martin Balsam, Ingrid Bergman, Jacqueline Bisset, Jean-Pierre Cassel, Sean Connery, Anthony Perkins, Vanessa Redgrave, and such and such. So yeah, all-star cast, quite frankly. And yeah, that's the kind of thing that these films really hinge on, is the cast, much like the disaster film genre of the 70s. Big cast, lavish production, and such and such. And then Death on the Nile from 1970. I can't remember now. I think it was only a few years after. But yeah, like I said, this is just an unboxing. I will be reviewing each of these films in their own way and going through them with a fine tooth comb. So yeah, this again has a pretty good cast. You got the likes of Mia Farrow, Lois Chiles, who was being one of the James Bond films in the same decade. George Kennedy, who was obviously in a bunch of the disaster films in the 70s. Angela Lansbury, so she'd star in a non-Miss Marple film before she played Miss Marple. David Niven, Maggie Smith, Jack Warden, and such and such. So, yeah, another really good film in the series, to be honest, and another solid mystery film overall. And then we have The Mirror Cracked. So this is from 1980. Like I said, not seen this one yet. But it does seem to have a good cast. Obviously, you've got Angela Lansbury in the lead role, but you've also got likes of Tony Curtis, Edward Fox, Rock Hudson, Kim Novak, and Elizabeth Taylor. And it is also directed by Guy Hamilton, who did a few of the Bond films. So yeah, definitely looking forward to seeing this one. I love the purple and black colour scheme this one has going on as well. And then finally, we have Evil Under the Sun. So this is the second to last theatrically released film to star Peter Ustinov in the lead role. There was one more, Appointment with Death. There were a few TV films though, but I've not seen either of those either, and I've not seen Appointment with Death either, to be honest. So yeah, not quite sure why that's not included in this release. Maybe it's just not considered a good enough film to be a part of it, but or maybe they're going to release another Volume 2 collection of the films from Agatha Christie, who knows. But yeah, you got the likes of Jane Birkin in this one, James Mason, Roddy McDowall, Diana Rigg, Maggie Smith again. So yeah, another solid cast overall in that one. And yeah, I really like the box that we've got this going on with as well. Really rather nice gold like foil on it. And then you got the side there, and then the reverse. So yeah, they are all in 2160p Ultra HD. The first one has 5.1 DTS HD master audio, and then all the other ones have LPCM 2.0 or mono audio. So it looks like the first one's had the most done to it. Yeah, so Murder on the Orient Express 128 minutes, Death on the Nile 141 minutes, Mirror Cracked 106, and Evil Under the Sun 117. So yeah, not particularly short films, but then again, I feel these kind of films make the most of their time. And we also have a booklet with this release. Again, got that new artwork on the front of it. And inside we have a foreword from James Pritchard, who is Agatha Christie's great-grandson and CEO and chair of Agatha Christie Limited. So yeah, obviously Kenneth Branagh's obviously done a few of the more modern ones. He also did Murder on the Orient Express and Death on the Nile as well. I can't remember the third one now. It's completely slipping my mind, but I think I enjoyed the third one the most out of the three, just because it had a bit more of a horror tinge to it. And we also have stars as suspects why Murder on the Orient Express's cast of Hollywood legends were crucial to its success by Helen O'Hara, who is a film journalist and author. And yeah, we also have shots from the film throughout as well. And there's a late Angela Lansbury, who obviously passed away only recently. And yeah, we also have Agatha Christie and Cinema by Dr. John Curran, who is author of Agatha Christie's Secret Notebooks and Agatha Christie's Murder in the Making. So yeah, it's all very nice done, this booklet. It's on decent thickness of paper. Yeah, we've got shots from the films throughout as well. And then we have Evil Under the Sun and Agatha Christie's Prestige films by Dr. Mark Aldridge, who is author of Agatha Christie's Poirot and Agatha Christie's Marple. And that right up, because it's about Evil Under the Sun, has a more yellow background tinge to it, because it is obviously in quite a sunny climate, that film, to say the least. And then we have different versions of the posters for the films as well. So this black one here is the original. Never seen that one before, but I actually quite like it, because obviously part of the films takes place on obviously the whole film takes place on the Orient Express, but a part of it takes place in a very snowy climate as the train gets held up by an avalanche. And yeah, a couple more posters there. So that's a really rather quite a oh, it's advertising credits. That's why I figured it looked a bit bland for a poster. Then you have Death on the Nile in black again on there, and then you have a different version of it there, emphasising the Egyptian location that it's in. Then you have, where's Mirror Cracked gone? Oh, there's well, the Evil Under the Sun is there. Don't, where's the Mirror Cracked? I would have thought there would have been a poster for that. Ah, there we go. For some reason that is last. So yeah, all nicely done little booklet, that one. It's a 61 pages long, so it's decent size. And then to top it all off, we get single-sided posters for all 4 films as well. Again, on really nice thick paper. Clearly put some work into this release. So there is Murder on the Orient Express. Again, really like the colour schemes for these. And you've got the cast on the top. Then we have Death on the Nile. Then the Mirror Cracked, if they're in order, that is. Yep. So yeah, like I said, it is a bit costly. You know, we've recently been going through a Radiance Films box set, which costs £5 less and has 5 more films. But that does not have any posters with it. None of them are on 4K, and obviously 4K does carry a little bit more of a price tag than standard Blu-rays, regardless of whether or not they've had any restoration work done to them. And then there's Evil Under the Sun. Yeah, I really like those posters, and I really like the artwork that have been going on for them. I do believe it is new artwork. But yeah, not sure about any restoration work with these, to be honest. But there are a bunch of extras on each of the discs, including new ones. Yeah, there's at least one new extra per film, and then there's audio commentaries and behind the scenes stuff and such and such. But doesn't seem like they're talking about anything in terms of restoration work. No, I'd have to look up online whether or not they have had any restoration work because it doesn't say here on this release. But regardless, I'm sure they look really great because StudioCanal have done plenty of 4K releases that I've been impressed by. Recently reviewed one of their films called Diva, a French mystery, French thriller, I guess you could say. And yeah, that was really, really rather good in terms of its 4K work that's gone on to that. So I have no doubt in my mind that this release will be just as good as that, quite frankly, if not maybe even better. So yeah, I highly recommend at least watching Murder on the Orient Express. It is probably my favourite of the three that I have seen, but the other two are really, really good, and I'm hopeful that The Mirror Craft is also pretty good as well. It'd be nice to see a Miss Marple film because I don't think her character had any other films, to be honest. Most well known for more of a for a TV series than anything. Obviously, Poirot also had a TV series with David Suchet playing the title role. I think he actually paid him an appointment with Death for one of the TV films before he actually got the role itself. So, yeah, much like Angela Lansbury was in one of the Poirot films before she got the Miss Marple role. So, yeah, that's a little bit interesting. But regardless, I am looking forward to revisiting the films I've already seen and seeing The Mirror Cracked for the first time. So, yeah, but if you have seen any of these films before, I'd like to hear your thoughts on them. But nonetheless, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.